Oh boy, one time my hubby was kissing me from behind, and when I went to roll over I elbowed him in the face and literally knocked his tooth out. The moment was not salvageable lol. I broke my front tooth trying to be sexy and bite him on the shoulder, hit a button instead. There was already trauma to that tooth and I'd previously had a root canal, so it was truly a freak accident haha. He had just gotten a fresh haircut and braids, but he had forgotten to bring over a durag or hair cover, so he asked for one of mine. All I had left was a cheetah print bonnet LMAO. We start having sex and he's on top, and I just burst out laughing and cannot stop lol. To make it worse, his barber had cut his mustache in a perfect rectangle that kinda looked like a Hitler stash. Loudly crying seeing him stare down at me in this costume just sent me and I just couldn't take him seriously. We had to stop lol. That is so funny. We had a game night that ended with a bunch of us playing Mario Party while high and drinking. Later that night when my hubby and I were fooling around in bed I jokingly started to imitate Wario's WHHHAAAAA and proceeded to laugh my ass off. Hubby was less than amused since I couldn't hold it together between fits of giggles, tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy. Didn't end up finishing that night and he still gets jokingly mad when I make WHHAAAA noises at him 6 years later. In the new Mario Party there's emotes so you could literally spam that sound the whole game if you wanted. One time my nose ring got looped onto my boyfriend's septum ring. Result was painful and very not sexy, we almost ripped both of them out. One time my nose ring got stuck on one of my boyfriend's locks. I was trying to be discreet and undo it so I didn't kill the mood, but he decided to go faster, which resulted in my face smacking the side of his face repeatedly. Loudly crying I had to tell him to stop because my nose was stuck to his hair. He felt bad because he was afraid I got hurt. I just unhooked the ring and we got right back to it. Hubby has gone to trim his pubes. Dunno why because he'd never done it before, but whatever. He sneezed or something and slipped with the clippers and shaved a huge line through them, so he just shaved everything off. Thing is he didn't tell me, and when I went to blow him it took me by surprise, and it just looked so bizarre that it was completely hairless down there that I started laughing. Then he started laughing, which made it worse. I was literally cry laughing and I couldn't carry on because I couldn't breathe. Then there was the time it was hot and we were a bit sweaty. Our chests rubbed together and made a fart noise, and the same thing. We were laughing so hard we couldn't recover. We're super mature. This is hilarious. My husband did something similar. He shaved everything off and then he was like, "Oh no, this looks weird." And we had a good laugh over it too. Glad we're not the only super mature ones out there. I had my long hair down all over the pillow. It got under his elbows when he was on top. Ouch! I screamed in agony as it felt like he was pulling my hair out by the roots. He lost his erection and got so mad at me for something I couldn't help that he jumped up and stomped off and out of my house. At first I was heartbroken, but now I see that he was a jerk who didn't care about anything but his own immediate pleasure. Greater than he jumped up and stomped off and out of my house. I imagine he did all that without getting dressed. Just angrily stomp walking down the road, naked. Tried to seductively slide my hands around my FWB's waist, grab the back of his shirt, and remove it. I accidentally grabbed his underwear too and gave him a wedgie. The moment was not salvageable, but, 12-ish years later, we got together officially and got married, so we did eventually get over it. Tears of joy. We're divorced now, for reasons unrelated to the Great Wedgie Incident of 1999. Edit. Typo. I can't stop laughing thinking about this. Amazing. I made the clown car honk noise when they grabbed my breast. I did this once too, so my BF made me come up with other noises for other spots like, honk honk, for a butt squeeze and, FRRRRRR, for a nipple squeeze etc. He abuses it daily and will keep squeezing till I make the right noise. For some reason it never stops being funny to him. Happy crying face. I was told I could have sex with a Nuva ring in. And he ended up wearing it. I awkwardly slid it off him and ran to the bathroom. My husband and I always joked about playing ring toss because we always did it with the ring in. I didn't realize that was actually possible. During sex, I told my then boyfriend that I wanted him to f*ck me. He instantly stopped and got upset. We hadn't been sexual for very long, so hadn't yet talked about dirty bedroom talk. So I had no idea that he was so against such wording. It wasn't recoverable. Such a strange reaction to a request for consensual sex. I cried. There was nothing wrong, I am just very emotional and was very happy to be with someone I actually cared about deeply. Totally ruined the mood though. The more intimate the act, the more I want to cry because it feels so beautiful. I was on my period and use a menstrual cup. We're about to get into it and I'm like, hold on, I need to get the blood cup out. I grab it. And accidentally spill the contents on his chest. It was pretty embarrassing, but we saved the mood by proposing a move to the shower instead. Wait, where were you pulling your cup out? Also, he sounds like a good one not letting it bother him. Couldn't get my ex to have sex with me if any blood was involved. Vomited a little on a dick because I'd eaten lunch like 5 minutes before. Continued like a champ though skull he didn't seem to care. Ooh, I've done that. Definitely didn't kill the vibe either. Cold sweat smile. We are both super comfortable with each other and occasionally we'll have goofy sex where we just talk and laugh about stupid shit. I'll ask him, are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? And he will do the Mr. Krabs, yugagugig, laugh, and then we will both just die laughing that we have to take a short break before continuing. This is so cute, lol. Fell off the bed and dragged him with me. I'm sorry, but I have to ask, was this during foreplay or during the dirty deed? This situation wasn't me killing the mood but rather my fiancé. It was a hot day and we'd just got back from the gym, so we had our bedroom fan blowing on us. We were both nude and he was giving me a back massage on all fours. Suddenly a rancid smell washed over me, and I turned around to realize his sweaty ass cheeks were spread with the fan blowing directly up the crack and over to my face. Needless to say, the back massage was as far as things went that night, rolling on the floor laughing see no evil. That mental image has killed my sex drive for the foreseeable future. My husband took my shirt off, but it got stuck around my neck and my arms stuck in the air. He could have just lifted the fabric over my chin, but instead he stopped and left me stuck there and started giggling. I fell off to the side and started laughing with my shirt still up over my arms and my face. He fixed my shirt situation, but we laughed like crazy people for a solid couple of minutes. I think the mood was recovered after the giggles died down. I guess he killed the mood that time, not me, lol. Oh my god, it happened to me too, but I was trying to strip in a sexy way. My dress got stuck around my neck. I started laughing. I choked on my own saliva and proceeded to almost die, with my shirt on my face and my arms stuck. We still had sex after, lol. Dude was trying to be cute and toss me over to a new position. I completely misread what was happening as roll over, not stay completely still. I got this, so he tossed me and rolled at the same time. Kneed a man in the dick and elbowed his face. Was gloriously bad. He took it like a champ and was primed to go in a minute. I queefed on his face. And then I laughed so hard that I did it again. This was back when we were 18, so he was actually grossed out, whereas my husband nowadays would probably ignore it completely. LMAO. The first time I queefed with my partner, he was like flushed person shrugging male sign eggplant. I was on top and got a nosebleed all over my husband's face, sad face. As I was climbing on top to cowgirl, while standing, big mistake, I lost my balance and fell on the floor. Luckily this was in the living room and my mattress was on the floor in front on the TV, so it wasn't much height when I fell, but due to the angle of not wanting to hit the TV and coffee table, I pulled my hamstring and had to walk with a limp for a week, rolling on the floor laughing. Salvage? I just laid on the floor a few minutes while he asked if I was okay. I told him give me a few minutes to get up, cause the fall knocked the wind out of me. Then a few minutes passed, I busted out laughing hard, then crawled back over to the mattress, then he massaged my thigh. We laughed more, joked around, watched TV and naturally fell back into things rest of the night. If y'all both play cool, it will be alright cool. I was giving a BJ with a cold. I suddenly sneezed and there was snot everywhere. I have no gold but I would give it if I did, this is hilarious. One time I found out there was such a thing as pube dye. So obviously I had to have a hot pink racing stripe, and not tell him. It was totally worth the spoiled mood. I will do almost anything for a good laugh.